and I politely went over there and handed them a document saying that we were requesting their they had insurance and the actual name, anyway, blah, blah, blah. And I did photograph the woman. The woman was there, the specific woman. I know we talked about this. You said, yeah, do it. And I filmed myself while I did it to make sure I was polite and I didn't raise my voice. And I promptly left. The woman claimed she doesn't speak English. She refused to produce her name or massage certificate. So I just left the document, took a picture or video of her, and left. But I do have that. And I thought I would be. It would be, and it sounded like talking to dispatch, you didn't really put much down in terms of your notes from our call. I did record our call yesterday, and I also attempted, I just want to give you the full rundown. So earlier today, I did attempt, after doing some research last night, because I really wanted to find out who the owner of this business was, I did find, it looks like this woman, Emily C., and the New Jersey phone number, I don't know how it works, maybe it's all fake, but I did talk to her for like 27 minutes this morning on the phone. I recorded that call as well. And the entire time she refused to produce her last name, refused to provide any, name of the massage therapist or license or an insurance for her business or anything to, verify that she actually is the person, related to this business or anything. And she's like, well, talk to a lawyer, and so I did provide her with an email because I have been trying to make a complaint formally through the, like I think we talked about yesterday, the board that does massage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The board of massage therapy.
Right, and of course, when I tried to do that, though, they said they can't take a complaint if they don't know who the person is. And this is what I talked to you about last night, saying that, well, that's why I was, and they had recommended at the board, the woman, Opal Farnham, was the woman I spoke to. There's a guy, Skip, who's her supervisor. They had recommended I contact the local law enforcement to get her identity and see if she is licensed, and if get her license number to then make the complaint with them, and then if they could revoke it or potentially do an action through their government entity if they can actually know who she is. But they're in Boise, they can't just drive down here. You know what I mean? Is what they told me. So that was why we talked last night. I reached out to you first time a couple days after this incident. So today, though, after I dropped off that document, this woman told me that her quote unquote lawyer was going to email me with business information if I wanted it, because obviously, like, if I wanted the idea of process serving them or something, there's no way to do it because the woman who owns it is not there. The process service has to go to, and this other woman won't give her identity. I'm not a cop, right? She won't give her identity, and she says she doesn't speak English. So it's like there's no even for a process server or someone, basically. Plus, this is just like we talked about last night. This is assault and battery, right? This isn't like I'm upset because something minor happened. This is like a serious. I feel like it's a serious injury, and I think it is a criminal action, and I think that there is a liability on the business. And moreover, there is a criminal liability on the individual. You know what I mean? So I 100% would like to. Like, I don't want to waste your time tonight. I know you guys have tons of things. What is this, Saturday night? Probably a bunch of calls are going to come up higher priority than this. You have to handle. I understand that context, but I'm glad you're able to hear me out. And I was wondering if there was an email I could send you the picture, and I could even send you the phone call as well, audio recording if you want it, and a quick write-up, like a paragraph write-up to reiterate my position and what happened in my, that way who this individual is. And if you wanted to try to go over there and get her, she's there now. I was there an hour or two ago. She's there now. But yeah, you could get the picture so you know you're getting the right person if you did go over there today or a different day. But she's there now. Does that make sense? Do you have an email? I could send that. I could put the incident number on the email too, so it'll have some coherency to it.
Okay, so yes, we can take that report. Okay, but what I need you to do, I need you to call dispatch back and actually give them your information, and then a deputy will get in contact with you, take your report, take all the information, all the details of everything, and then we can start an investigation into the battery that happened to you.
Okay, but I thought yesterday, because no offense, like I recorded the call yesterday with you, is that we have an incident number already? Is that not something we can just, I can send it? If you want it to route to a deputy, can you give me, I mean, instead of, no offense, like I don't want to waste too much more. I'm ready to send the email, the picture. I already drove several hours back here. I understand you have a process. What deputy, do you have a deputy you could route to right now and give me the email of the deputy and I can just...
Okay, so there's a process that we go through, right? Which is it has to go through our dispatch center. They can reference that incident number, absolutely. All of that will be referenced, absolutely. But we need your information given to dispatch, and then dispatch then creates that and sends it to a deputy, and then a deputy, when we get one available, will contact you.
But you contacted me last night and we're talking now. So like I understand you want it to go through a deputy, but is there a reason we can't use you as the method of contact, and then you can simply pass this along to a deputy because we've already talked about this and there is an incident.
Had you give all of your information to dispatch last night, then yes, we could have done that.
What if I don't want to give my information to dispatch? I want to proceed anonymously with my complaint at this point, and I'm not requesting money. I'm requesting action on the situation, and I'm requesting to get the identity of this therapist so that I can pass it along to the massage board and her license number. Does that make sense? There should be no reason why I cannot do that, right? I mean, I recorded my call last night with you. I recorded my call today. I'm not trying to do something that's out of the scope of what law enforcement is intended to do here. If you have a policy that says you don't take anonymous tips or something, or like, I don't know, man, but like, I mean, put yourself in my shoes. Do I want to repeat myself to a deputy? Probably not. And chances are the deputy's going to mess it up. I don't know who your deputy is, but I'm giving him 9-10 chances he's going to mess it up.
Give me a second, okay? So there's two. So basically, in order for us to investigate this, right? Because we can only go in there and demand somebody's ID for a legal reason, right? Which is that you got punched in the balls, right? That's what we're investigating.
Well, I'm also just asking for at this point though, like I'm asking, I've got the picture of the person, and I'm asking to confirm that the person actually has a massage license and has a name, so that it can be the complaint that I have can also just be reported through the occupational board in Boise. Correct. So like, and at that point, yeah, I mean, her name will be identified and it'll be shared with myself, which is, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to. There's no reason a massage therapist, just like a dentist or a physical therapist, should not be able to provide their name to a law enforcement or to a member of the public. That's how it is. So like, the fact they're resisting shows that there's a problem. And but more on that, they're also resisting on providing insurance or any sort of way to contact their business. And like I was talking to her tonight, just to wrap it up, because like I said, I did call back after I dropped off the document, and her boyfriend, quote unquote boyfriend, gets on the line. Now she said she had a lawyer, now it's her boyfriend, and he's all like aggressive and says, well, we're going to file an online report because you keep calling. Well, I'm like, man, I'm calling because I need to, we need to figure out who this person is, and I would like to file a complaint with your insurance. If you have an insurance, and I don't even know where or the process serve you guys, or we don't know who these people are. So, I mean, and he says, well, why don't you talk to the cops about that? Well, I am. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now, but I don't really need his advice, and obviously they're not even physically at the location. They refuse to identify themselves. Her boyfriend does on the phone too. I don't want to call them anymore. I don't want to really call you guys anymore either. I already went over there on my own time and I got the photo. And, I don't think that you've got the report. I'm going to send you the picture. I can send you something in writing. And I think that that's all you need to process this. I don't see any statute that says you need anything else. Is there a statute? I can write it down.
Okay, so let me explain that. So you're talking about an anonymous tip, right?
Well, I'm talking about an incident number. We discussed this last night. If you're going to be your roadblock, I will file a claim against your employer, okay? I'm not messing around, man. This isn't a game to me. I've spent a lot of time on this last 48 hours. I don't like getting punched in the balls, okay? So I'm just letting you know, man, you have a supervisor, and you have a sheriff, and you also have an insurance policy for your employer. And this can go against them, because your initial dispatcher wanted to get me to go around and hung up on me. We're not hanging up on me. I already have an incident number. I spoke to you yesterday. There's a recording of it. It will be a court document if necessary, as is this conversation now. You were asked, is there a statute that has to make this go back to a deputy? You haven't produced that, okay? I'm not trying to be rude to you, but I understand you have other calls and stuff. Do you not have an email? I can send you this stuff via email, and you can route it to a deputy if you feel that's appropriate, and they can respond to the email if they need to. Fair enough? Is there a reason we can't do it that way? Because I don't want to get a call back. I've already got the picture. You asked me yesterday to get the picture. I recorded it. I got a picture now of this individual to identify them, and I can send that to you or to a deputy if you prefer to give me a deputy, or if you prefer to give me a general tip line email, I can send it to them too and reference the incident number, and it could get just routed to your deputy if you whoever gets it, if that's your preferred method. And I will say that I spoke to Sergeant Lenz on the phone. Does that work?
Okay, you've got to give me a minute. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So bear with me. You can file an anonymous tip. I can give you that website that you can go to file an anonymous tip, okay? And then that goes through our process, okay? If you are wanting information, you have to file a report with them. And we have procedures that we have to follow in order for you to file a report with them. which is we need your information. We need the details of you went in this day at this time and this is what happened. Okay?
Was that not provided to you yesterday, though? I thought I already covered this pretty extensively. I recorded it.
Okay, so you did not give me any of your information. Not tell me the date and time. You gave a description that assaulted you. Okay, that's what it is. So our procedure is that you call, give us your information. We have our deputy.
Right, but we gave you a phone number. There's nothing that says you have to give a. I don't know, man. I mean, like, if you have something, a statute, it's been asked. This is the third time I'm mentioning it. Do you have anything? You've mentioned your procedure, but you haven't referenced any policy or like statute. Is there something going on with you? I mean, are you not?
We're not investigating this until we take a report from you and we get your information and all of those details. Then we can start an investigation.
Okay, but I thought we gave you that last night in the incident number, and then you said, well, you couldn't do anything unless you basically had a picture of the woman because you don't know. You said that they rotate these women around to different places, is what you had said.
Yep. So that is correct. Obviously, in order for us to investigate this, we are going to need to identify who it is, right? So now you have the picture. Now we can start an investigation into this. Okay?
Okay.
I can't start an investigation until I have all of the information.
Okay, okay, I hear what you're saying, man. I mean, the best way I thought to get you the information, and I was going to send an email. That way it could be coherent, it could be written. Because I realized probably your deputies tonight, just like you, are going to be swept into some higher priority things. It's going to be drunk people. It's Saturday night, right? I'm not trying to take you away from your activities that on patrol you're doing, but I was going to make sure that way, because, instead of losing ourselves talking to 3 different people on the phone, because obviously I've discussed this with you, and maybe your memory's not good from last night, but I thought we had a clear understanding that there was a report. I do have an incident number. You're saying I need to start over and do it again. I would rather just put it in writing with an email, and I could include the picture of the person, and it could go to, and I can reference the call last night. Actually, I can attach the recording of our call tonight, as well as the recording from last night, and as well as the recording to the woman who allegedly owns the building, as well as I have the video. I've already processed the video from my visit over there and my photo of this individual who hit me, so like in the balls. So all of that information could be sent in one email in a very lined out way, attachments, and it could be sent if there was an email to send it to. And it seems like you're resisting giving me your email. I don't want to put the workload on you if the flow is through a deputy. But is that what you're saying? You basically need the flow to go through a deputy.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay, so as long as we got this on the record that I do have this incident, I've talked to you about it. Yeah, it's last night. I talked to you about it again today, and I can go through a deputy. But first thing when I talk to that deputy is I'm gonna request an email. Are they gonna resist giving me an email? Because I want to send the photo and I can send it right up to them. And I'm asking you as well. While I got you on the phone, is there a better way to just send this? I mean, can you just provide me with an email right now, and I could just send this and then it could get routed to a deputy? Because again, this is not something where, like, I mean, I think, in my opinion, you could just go over there and get her information right now and handle it. If you could just, because I could email you this right now. But it sounds like I mean, you could, and if her side has a story, you could get that too. But like, I don't think she can speak English, so like, I think that there's an issue. And I think she's probably, I don't know, you know what I mean? But I mean, that's something that will have to be figured out, because she claims she can't speak English to me, but the other woman did the same thing, and she spoke English to me for 20 minutes. So like, she's, it's their the owner is. Is there not an email for your sheriff department you can provide me?
We do not have an email. Okay? Each individual deputy has their own email.
Okay.
I can't give you which deputy is assigned to. That's all about dispatch. So if you like, I can go ahead and call dispatch and have a deputy reach out to you and give you their email address.
Okay. Is it a deputy that's under you? You're supervising right now, your shift, right? That way I'm going to reference the fact that I've already spoke to you about this, and I will put the number on there, the 2024-39392. Because no offense, I don't really want to, I can give them a quick recap, but I got things going on. I'm sure you know. I have a life beyond this, and I honestly, this has been a huge drain. I should be charged. I should be getting on your payroll. I feel like at this point because I drove hours, come back here, and I went over there where your officers could have done that last night, or you could have done. You know, I mean, I know. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But of course, you didn't know the right person, whereas I definitely knew the right person because I was the victim. So I didn't. You know, because you don't know. You walk in there could have been a different person you were talking to. But I definitely got her on video photo, and I would love to coherently send everything your way, and that way you guys could process it at your time. Because again, I do understand a Saturday night there's higher priority calls. Probably if not now, there will be. So drunk drivers, etc. I'm not trying to. Again, I'm not trying to make more work for you, but I am trying to follow up with this complaint. Does that make sense? So yeah, if you want to transfer me over to them and just instruct the deputy to provide me with the email, and I'll just email him that shit. That way, like, we don't have to talk on the phone for 20 minutes, me and the deputy, and that he'll get it all in an email. Does that make sense? And you could, and if he wants to CC you on it or whatever, I will just verbally tell the deputy that I've already spoken to you about it, and I will put the incident number on it, and I'll send the picture of the lady and a little write up. Does that work?
I mean, if you want to put all this on you know, like write it down, or you can include your statement, you know, that would be great. So what I need from you right now is I need your name, just your name.
I don't want to provide my name. I already stated this.
Okay, but for us to go through this investigation, we're going to need to know your name, your birthday, your address. We already have your phone number. Okay, we have to have that information for us to start an investigation. Okay, if you would rather include that in the information you email to the deputy, that's fine. But I at least need a name so I can tell my deputy who they're calling. Right? That's what we have to have for this. But
yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. I've got a lot of experience with this, sir. I'm not. I mean, I respect everything you're saying and doing, and I understand you want that. But like, from my perspective, like at this point, like no one on that business has identified themselves, and I'm reporting a crime against me as a victim, and I'm wanting some victim protection. Frankly, you know what I mean. So like, I don't want to get harassed. I don't want to get attacked by these. I don't know who these people are. You know, that like Asian massage mafia. Even you referenced. You said they move people around. They have businesses all over the country. Does that make sense? So like, I certainly, I want to safeguard my own situation. And these people are obviously upset that I'm making this complaint, and they're resisting and not being cooperative like a normal, reputable business would be. So like, I kind of need to protect myself at this point, and I do need to, report the incident at a later time. If, like in a victim protection sense, I know like proceeding forward in the case, and if I need to talk to a deputy again or like sign a statement or something like that, I think as long as it's known that I don't want my name on court documents and everything, I could be just referenced as a victim. Yeah, I could probably provide my identification, my ID and all that information at that point. But like at this point, we need to move this information to you guys and, get it to a deputy, and I can send an email and put all that information. And if he says, hey, well, we need a name, I can say, well, hey, where's your statute or rule passed by Idaho lawmakers that says that? Because, maybe you guys don't want to take action on something without a name attached to it, but that doesn't seem like backed by law. And I'm not saying that I don't want to give you my name. I'm saying that at this point, I need to get this information to you. This is a concern. I'm trying to prevent other people from getting harmed by this person. And I'm also going to do a records request and see if there's been other complaints about that business like this, and if you guys are just doing nothing on it or what. Because it's sort of an embarrassing, awkward thing to get punched in the balls by a crazy Asian lady at a massage business. So you know what I mean? It's not something I'm not proud. I'm not happy that I'm injured right now. So put yourself in my shoes, right? Does that all make sense? Okay, are you going to transfer me to a deputy? It's been 18 minutes I've been on the phone here. You have the phone number.
Yeah, correct. But what I'm telling you is we cannot and will not do an investigation without more information. It will not happen.
Okay, but you haven't cited the statute, man. I mean, like, you don't want to do the job that you're being paid to do. I can talk to the Sheriff Hulse on Monday. I mean, why don't you just...
That's fine. You can absolutely talk to Sheriff Hulse on Monday if you would like.
Okay, so why don't you...
Your information so we can help you and we can investigate this.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to look up the time and date I was over there, because I think I know the day. I'm not sure the precise time, but I'll try to narrow it down, and I can include as much as I can in the email. Does that work? And you will have the email and have the photo of the woman and everything written down, and you can reply back and say, hey, we need your name, and this is the reason why, or pursuant to Idaho statute or whatever. Does that work? That way I can send this stuff over and you can get it.
Okay.
Does that work?
Could you send bad stuff in the email, we're going to need your information.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll give it to you. I'll think about it here. I definitely do feel like this is a pressing issue, and I have nothing, like, again, it's just an awkward thing, and there is the issue where these people seem to be very unlawful in terms of this business. And, I would, after getting, injured at the business, I don't want to get further injured. I just was speaking on the phone. I recorded a phone call I tried to call the woman back. And like I said, her boyfriend came on. He was threatening and said, oh, you've called too many times. I'm like, I called her 4 times total, and she doesn't pick up, and she refuses to give me any sort of, a legitimate contact or her full name for the owner of this Oasis business. Now, if they were doing a legitimate business, they would have an intake form, and they would require me to maybe give my ID, and they would provide their massage certificate right at the beginning of the massage, right? So they're the ones who structured it the way it went down. It wasn't my decision to structure it like that when I walked in there. I'm not running their business for them. I'm not trying to be a backseat driver, Monday morning quarterback either, but I'm just saying, like, they're responsible for the way this situation has. And this is in your county, so you also are responsible, and I'm sure you know about this business before. I'm not a resident here. I wasn't going into it expecting this to happen. It's not lawful, and it is something unlawful that I'm reporting, and it needs to be taken in a report. So if you want to transfer me to the deputy, or you want me to call back dispatch, which one do you want me to do? I've been talking 21 minutes here, so.
Streamline this for you, okay? Type up your statement, including all of your personal record, your name, your date of birth, address, and stuff, and you can email that to me. I'll give you my email right now, and then I will forward it to a deputy. But the deputy will be reaching out on this.
What's that? Yeah, you said you're going to give me your email, but what did you say about the deputy?
So a deputy will
I see, yeah. It won't be you responding to the email. It will be a deputy, but I will send the email to you. Okay, yeah, what's your email? I'll write it down here.
It's lenz, L-E-N-Z.
Would you say Steve?
No, it's the letter C, like cat. Like the letter C.
Oh, okay, C like cats. Okay, C-L-E-N-Z.
L-E-N-Z.
Yeah.
B-O, like cat ocean, dot Bonneville, dot I-E, Idaho, I-E,
Yeah.
dot U-S.
Okay, I'm just going to read that back. Wait a second. ID.us. Okay, sorry, I'm just typing here. Okay, so C is in cat, L-E-N-Z, like lens of a glasses, at C-O, is in like Colorado, October, dot Bonneville, dot ID.us. Okay, and like, sir, I just want to like emphasize again, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you or your process. It makes sense. You want to, vet things, but this is not like, there's no reason anyone would make something up like this. Like, there's no like badge of honor. I have nothing against these people. I don't even know who they are. I just, I'll put that in the email too. And like, I might take a little longer to write this up and get it to you. It might not get to you tomorrow because I'm trying to like process one of these videos. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe I'll just send you an initial letter with just her picture, and then I can send you the other stuff if you request it. But I just want to be like clear that I'm just a good Samaritan effort to try to prevent other people from getting punched by this psycho lady in the balls. You know what I mean? It's something that she should, and make sure that the occupational massage board or whatever can get her revoked if she actually does have a license, and make, the administrative steps that they can do, even if you feel like, even if it might be hard to process this in terms of a, county prosecutor or you guys, I can, like I said last night, I see the problems. Like, it's going to be he said, she said, and but just like the fact that like there's nothing that I gain from this. I don't know who these people are. I don't have no hate towards them. You know what I mean? It's just the fact that I know that I got harmed there, and I'm pretty sure she's done it to other people, and it should be corrected from a legal perspective. I'm trying to like look out for no one should get punched in the balls, right? You know what I mean? By someone for no reason, So I'm very much with good faith. I want to emphasize as I close this phone call that I am not, trying to make work for you guys. I would not be doing this if I did not feel like it was something that is serious and needs to be addressed. And I'm seriously injured, so I'm feeling a little bit better today, but even this morning, like, I was like, pain walking, pain urinating, like still limping slightly, and like she is a piece of shit and should be locked up. Is my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm not exaggerating and not being. I don't feel like that about 99% of people, even if they do something wrong to me. But this is someone who clearly intentionally harmed me physically in an unlawful manner. So that is why I have the energy on this. I don't go around doing this everywhere else. Let's put it that way. So okay, thank you. I will send the email.
Yeah, we're more than willing to look into this as well. But like I said, as long as we just have procedures that we have to follow. So.
And I will also include the name, and I will include the email for the occupational board representative at Boise, so that way you could even, if you do identify this woman, you could send, even if you don't want to share it with me, you could send her name and her massage license number directly to them and report it to them if there's some reason I can't get the information, because that's all I'm going to do with it, if that makes sense too. That way it can be properly reported and they can look into the complaint that I'm trying to lodge through their administrative entity there in Boise that supervises and regulates the massage people. Because again, I don't know if she has a license or not, but I got a picture of her now. She's clearly doing massage, and the boyfriend of the woman claims she has a license, but they're just clearly unlawful, and no one would care if someone didn't get punched in the balls. You know what I mean? I don't care if they're doing a. I don't care if they pay taxes personally, or if they're, what I mean? That's not my hill, not my fight, not my battle. My battle is, or if he's even human traffic exploited. Now, all of that stuff might contribute to why this happened to me, of course, but my specific issue is getting punched in the balls by the woman when I told her not to, push up against my balls, basically, when she was trying to, towel off my leg. And it's just a crazy thing to do to anyone. There's no reason to do it to me. I didn't do anything to her. I was just lying on my back when she did it. So it was crazy. And the woman's a psycho, and she should be held accountable in all ways possible. So I don't. And I think honestly, the crazy thing is, last thing, I've tried to communicate this to the owner, and they just dig in and they don't want to accept it or take responsibility and try to manage it or correct it within their business, because it just, I know, I'm for sure that this has come up before here, because I've seen people. I've driven through this town over the last 10 years, very rarely, but I remember going to a car dealer. I see people limping here and there. I know that this woman is injuring other people as well. I mean, I feel like it's highly likely, and I could record request all the reports about the business, of course, but. Okay, I will send you the email. Thank you for your time. I know you got other things going on tonight, and you can route it to a deputy. I will expect to get an email back from a deputy, and I will include her picture, and I'll try to be fairly. I won't make it long-winded. I'll be pretty to the point. Okay, thanks.
All right.